Buffalo Bills, after another heartbreaking ending of a season. And once again, 31 teams are going to be pissed every year. This is how it goes. Mm-hmm. And people are starting to call Josh Allen a lot of things. Is he Peyton Manning, Tom Brady with Patrick Mahomes? Is he actually Phil Rivers? There's a lot of people saying a lot of things about Josh Allen, who we went through his stats yesterday, has been phenomenal in these games in which everybody blames him for losing. Here's how he started his press conference postseason with, obviously a lot of questions on everybody's mind.
On the bright side, we woke up this morning,
yep,
right? We're all here.
That's good. Anytime you're saying that.
Losing's never fun. It's a part of the game. It's the worst, second worst part of the game. Obviously, injuries are the worst part of the game, but it's the reason why you play this game is because you don't want to feel this way. But when you do feel this way, it makes winning all that much more special. And this isn't something that we're going to run from. It's not something we're going to hide from. We gotta take it on the chin and continue to learn and get better. And I know that it's not what people want to hear. They want to see results. We want to see results. We're just like you guys. We want to win, and that's the fact. And at the end of the season, there's one happy team, and we're going to keep fighting and keep working as hard as we can until we are that one team. So long road ahead, long off season. Got to continue to keep putting in the work and getting better in the off season and getting together with guys and figuring out what we can do to get over this hump.
It'll be sweeter when we win, he says. You need the storm to appreciate the sun, and you need the darkest dawn to make the brightest light. I mean, this is how it goes. I appreciate the way he's talking about it and how it's a long run. We're not going to run from this. Obviously, everybody in there is pretty much contractually obligated not to do that. But I do think that at some point when the Buffalo Bills win, we're going to look back on all this talk about the Buffalo Bills not being able to win and think like, you remember when we were saying this about Josh Allen and McDermott and everything they got going? Because they have all the pieces, AJ, don't they? The defenses have not done great in the games in which they lose. And we got a lot of love for a lot of people on that defense, obviously. But whenever they start bringing up these stats and analytics on how the defensive side has performed in these massive games against these great quarterbacks, it has not been fantastic. But that's playoff football. Do you still believe in the Bills going forward? And how do they get over the hump, AJ? Why don't you figure it out for them as the Super Bowl champion?
Come on. I tell you what, that's a great question that a lot of people in a lot of front offices in college, high school, NFL are all trying to figure out. What do we have to do to get over the hump? We have a good team. You could say we have a great team almost. We just can't figure out a way to be an elite football team yet. We can't win those games to get us into the next level, to get us at least to play for that Super Bowl. I don't know. I mean, as long as you have Josh Allen, your window's there. You're fine. You definitely have a chance. You're one of the handful of teams that can win it all, no question, if Josh Allen is there. Now, obviously they were unlucky with a lot of injuries, especially on the defense, I think, at the end of the season. Yes. So we'll see, man. Keep Josh Allen there. I don't know everyone wants to fire every head coach, don't they? If you don't win the Super Bowl, everyone says fire everybody, get rid of the whole squad. Well, they already fired their offensive coordinator how many games in this year? People forget about that.
Well, and Leslie Frazier was the D coordinator last year. They have a new OC, Joe Brady, who did a fantastic job, I think we all think, towards the end. And he'll get another head coaching opportunity or looks if they have success again next year. And then McDermott's calling the plays. You think they have what it takes? Obviously they do. Right, B-Butt? It's just they got a couple big bad wolves in the AFC right now, too.
Yeah. Well, I mean, obviously Lamar and then Patrick Mahomes, who's been on the top of that mountain since he took over. So it's going to be tough to get past them. But I said it yesterday. As long as they have, we always say it starts with the quarterback. I don't care who you hire, the head coach, who does this, who does that. It starts with the quarterback. Josh Allen has been phenomenal. But we all know it comes down to a few plays in these games, and they just have been on the wrong side of it, unfortunately. So we'll see if they figure it out. But it's tough. That's why it's so sweet when you stand up there and you actually hoist the Lombardi, because it is so tough to do. It took Peyton a while to get past the big bad wolf in New England.
Yeah, Dan Marino.
Yeah,
never got
exactly. What about, Steve Young? You guys remember seeing the clip? Who is it that's like taking the monkey off of Steve Young's back? It's a famous clip from the sideline when he finally won the Super Bowl?
What year was that? I do wonder.
How long he had. I don't know how long the build-up was, but I remember that clip. You see it all the time.
John Elway, right?
Yeah.
This one's for John.
The end of his career.
We had that entire thing.
Yeah. See ya.
It's not easy, obviously. You got to have a lot of pieces. Got to make the plays. I think they're going to be without one of their big pieces going forward, if the internet's telling me right.
Yeah, definitely. Probably a couple.
I think Gabe Davis probably not back with the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah, he's probably out.
Why? What happened?
I mean, maybe. There's a video.
There's
a video.
He's still injured?
He and Bills Mafia were going at a little bit.
He was a bit upset.
More than a little bit.
I mean, they're emotional. Obviously, you see, we're alive. Anytime you're saying, I'm still alive.
Woke up
Sky didn't fall.
That's tough.
still here.
You're down. And Gabe Davis was down. Bills Mafia was down. And they were having a little bit of a spat.
Yeah.
Sure.
They'll be able to patch things up.
How did it start?
I don't
Do we
think
know?
so.
You say blue collar teams, they'll cheer for you until they'll turn on you.
Did say
real
that.
quick.
They certainly will turn. I mean, that is a blue-collar shit-talking town. I assume Buffalo is, just from what we've seen from the Bills
Oh, yeah.
Mafia and having to, deal with that weather that we all saw publicly for 6 months of the year. I assume they're a tough crowd, and obviously that place is electrifying. They will certainly help the team that they're cheering for.
Mm-hmm. No doubt.
But if their team starts giving them reasons to potentially question the people that are representing their city, boy, that's coming as well.
Oh, yeah.
And those are some of the greatest moments. Now, Gabe Davis and Bills Mafia got caught up in a situation. I hope they're able to mend fences. You don't think that's the case.
No.
But you're also a person who has rooted against the Buffalo Bills for a very long time. You said their window was over years ago.
Yeah.
Now, I think what I'm hearing from Super Bowl champion, how many years you play?
11.
I think it was 12.
12.
I think it was 12 years. He refuses to count the last year.
Yep.
And then there's 9 years here, so
Yeah.
21 years saying if you got Josh Allen, the window's still open.
Yeah.
But as a Patriots fan, it seems like you don't want to admit that.
Well, no, it's not about admitting it. I completely agree. Josh Allen is one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. Like, there's no doubt about that. And having Josh Allen, your window is technically open. But like, this is the thing with the entire Bills team. It's like, yes, they're going to win 10 games no matter what. No matter what. With Josh Allen, they're going to win 10 football games a season. So, like, at a certain point, and I'm not calling for Sean McDermott's job,
Well,
but at a certain point.
Dan Orlovsky.
Exactly. At a certain point, like if you're just consistently doing the same thing every year, you're obviously not going to get rid of Josh Allen. No one's going to do that. Maybe trade him to New England, but you're obviously not going to do that. But at a certain, no, you got your guy. At a certain point, though, like, you do have to change something, and it's not personnel. And sure, their injuries were brutal. Like, losing Matt Milano's tough. I think Bernard got hurt.
They bring in Von Miller. They change the D coordinator. They change the offense coordinator. They've done stuff.
Exactly. They changed everything but one thing, and Bill Belichick's out there. And I don't want Bill Belichick to go to Buffalo. And I'm not saying they should fire Sean McDermott. But if they do this again next year, are we having the same conversation? And if they do this again the year after, because guess what? Mahomes isn't going anywhere, and Lamar's not going anywhere,
And Andy Reid's on.
and Andy Reid. And next year, you know who's healthy again? Joe Burrow. You know who else is healthy again? Aaron Rodgers.
You know, also the Anthony Richardson,
Anthony Richardson.
C.J. Stroud,
Herbert.
Herbert.
Exactly.
Also, like, that's the Herbert thing. Like, if we expect Jim Harbaugh to go, and like, we know how Jim Harbaugh is as a coach. Like, you don't have some analytical doofus as your head coach anymore, potentially, if they hire Harbaugh. Sorry. We're just,
What do you mean?
That's
I
real.
mean, hey,
Jeez.
it's the way it is, okay? Guess what? Jim Harbaugh is a little bit better of a coach than Brandon Staley is. So if he gets in there, like, and he turns the Chargers around with Herbert in the playoffs, like, that's...
Well, I don't know what Antonio Pierce is doing. It feels like
Exactly.
the AFC is just rising, a very rising tide, seemingly. It's only getting tougher.
Think about the conversation right now with Josh Allen. I don't care what Josh Allen's playoff record is. If you have a brain and you watch that game the other night and you come across from that game that, oh man, Josh Allen can't get over the hump. Josh Allen's owned by... You should not be speaking on the matter. If you didn't watch that game and come across and say, Josh Allen is incredible. I don't care if that record is not indicative of Josh. The guy's insane. The guy's amazing. Yeah, Mahomes is also insane and amazing. But, like, we want to pin the losses on Josh Allen, but we don't want to give the wins to Purdy. It just becomes a very slippery slope.
It is. It's awesome. And you don't want to actually revoke the privileges of these people speaking. You were just shit-talking to a human for those that...
It was a hypothetical.
Yeah,
it was a hypothetical, but in some regards, no, it's probably legitimate. We're not going to get into the names, but that was more a general hypothetical.
Hey, I tried to check him.
Yeah.
You went all...
yeah.
But it's awesome to kind of watch, and we're a part of the problem. You know, we're on every single day. We got to talk about things, and we talk about it. We try to put over everybody. But watching, to your point, about what we're choosing to attack, people just want to attack things. It's easy.
Yes.
It's easy to attack stuff, I think.